Blinded by the light.
Who has said that? That's a good song.
I prefer I'm a pepper, you're a pepper, she's a pepper. Is it he's a
Yeah.
pepper, she's a pepper, or
Any way you want to sing it, it'll go. It'll work.
how you doing? You enjoying this Scares That Care event?
Scares that care. Yeah, I haven't done many horror shows that are tied in with a charity, so this is particularly interesting, and it's been a pretty darn good turnout. And by the looks of things, there's a costume party tonight, or costume contest. So people are showing up.
I believe there's also a burlesque show going on around 11
I
o'clock.
just noticed that in the program, and I'm setting my alarm for 11. I'll be there.
Take a little evening siesta and come back for some bumping and grinding.
Yeah, I don't know what that's going to be about. You know what's even more interesting is that same gal is doing a seminar, and it says women only. Did you see that?
Yes.
At 4
Yes,
o'clock.
because you got to teach, they want to teach the moves to the women for their men.
Yeah, well, you can teach the moves, but I don't understand why it's women only.
I know.
That's discrimination. However, I will be at the show probably at 11 if I manage to stay awake.
Or, they sell Red Bull at the bar.
I know, Red Bull.
I just downed one. I wanted to come here and be amped, but not
Yeah.
totally bouncing off the walls. Well, I got to tell you, it's great to have you here. I am very impressed with the Scares That Care mission statement from the standpoint of obviously, like you said, doing it for a worthy cause. And I'm curious, you said yourself that you had not seen this kind of state of affairs with film festivals or cons or really anything. It seems kind of precedent setting, you think?
Yeah, this tie-in is, it's a good idea. I think that people that may or may not, well, mostly we get fans here, so they're very familiar with horror, but it's an extra added incentive to come out knowing that, that your money at the gate is going to be towards a really good cause. So it's a double, win-win.
Absolutely. It just creates a totally different kind of energy. And I don't know about you, but I think that our country is pretty much gutted with film festivals at the moment. It seems like I think a cage shaking could, very much kind of be in order. And I think maybe this will hopefully be a gauntlet that other film festivals and cons might choose to pick up. What do you think?
Well, there's a very good possibility. When you consider how many Republican nominees are trying to throw their hats in the ring, it seems like, more is better these days. So why not have more cons that have a tie-in with a good cause? See how I get my political little jarb in there.
So this means that you're left-leaning or right-leaning?
Oh, I'm definitely left of center. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, so you're both.
I left of center. I'm one of the few guys that voted for Ed Muskie. Come on, or George McGovern, I should say. Really.
What?
People go, who the heck is George McGovern?
I guess if you were shooting your BYU-based show back when Romney was running, maybe you would have voted for him too.
I would have done what?
But Romney is Mormon.
I do know that. Yes, he's a huge. They have pictures of him. Well, he shows up in Salt Lake all the time. In fact, he was spotted, at like a Denny's with his brood of 10 kids or however many he has, maybe 4 or 5, which is not unusual in Salt Lake. And so yeah, I know who the famous Mormons are, and the show itself was really a fun show to be on, I have to say.
Is it still going?
It's still going. We're on Netflix right now. So
What's it called?
It's called Granite Flats.
Okay.
And it's Granite Flats, Colorado, circa 1965.
Wow.
So it's a pretty neat show. We got a big cast. It's a total departure from horror. I play a doctor and a CIA operative who's not exactly the nicest guy you'd ever want to meet.
Get to play a dark and dirty one.
Yeah, it's a fun role, and it's as they say, well done show, beautifully shot, and 60s. We get to drive the big cars when we go out on the street, with the big wheels.
Well, those Mormons definitely, they know how to do the production value thing.
Well,
Right.
BYU TV
BYU, yeah.
is they have their own station. They have their show came out of a screenwriting class
wow.
that was developed as a pilot, and then went to series, and we've done 24 episodes. So it's a
fantastic.
pretty interesting concept.
I was actually raised Mormon.
Well, hey, how about that? Who knew? Your fans didn't probably
You can't
know
tell
that.
from my wholesome all-American good
You
luck.
are very
I have every Donnie and Marie album ever produced, but yeah, not. They are. They are. I have appreciation for longevity. Definitely, and
Well, that's what we're all hoping for.
Yes.
That's my goal now. People say, well, what are you looking forward to doing? I'm saying longevity. That seems to be the word that I would.
when you think back to your days starting in New York and getting your first, was Dr. Pepper your first national spot? What happened to it, by the way? Oh, you moved it over there.
I moved the.
Are you afraid I was going to pick it up and sing to it?
You were going to sing. I had the feeling, but
does that mean you're not going to sing it with me?
let's keep them guessing. I would say that my first national commercial was for the same company. It's funny, it was the same advertising agency, Young and Rubicam, but it was for Excedrin. It was my first casting spot while I was in New York, and it was there that I went to a dance audition for this product called Dr. Pepper, which I had it was something like how to get out of school. It was just like something to do in the afternoon. Yeah, I'll go to the audition. It'll be an experience. Because I heard it was dance, and in New York, you got real dancers. I mean, real Broadway dancers. And so I went anyway, and for some unknown reason, I think I found out later, it was because I looked like I was having a good time. I got called back and eventually was cast as the Pepper guy.
Did you have a history with theater or regional theater or anything before
that was my, I was trained for stage. I went to drama school in London. I came back and started in New York. Started with the New York Shakespeare Festival, downtown Manhattan.
Great.
And it was really there. Theater was sort of my goal. I'm finding out that, as a young guy in his 20s, theaters, certainly regional theaters, were not hiring people for a whole season. Maybe you could apprentice somewhere, but it was a very difficult way to break in. And I just happened to go to an audition for a big production of Sam Waterston's Hamlet that was in Central Park and then moving to the Vivian Beaumont Theater in Lincoln Center. And they had a big cast, and I got cast as one of the many soldiers. I always said, if there was a Tony Award nomination, a category for most costume changes in a Broadway show, I'd have been nominated because I was a soldier of every army.
It is a show in itself backstage, isn't it?
Oh, it's unbelievable how fun, especially if you do a play like Hamlet. We did the uncut 4-hour version. You got to keep, even though there's a big poker game going on in the green room, you got to keep your ears and eyes open of what's happening on stage. And I did miss one cue once, and it was not pretty. I was supposedly a pallbearer in an Ophelia scene, and we wore these black cloaks. Except for me, I was in these different pants and a T-shirt late for my cue, and Hamlet's on stage going, "Who is this that comes? Nobody's coming." It's because I'm in there trying to win a big pot in the green room.
Oh my God! And
it was crazy.
Did they throw your ass out there?
No, well, they just all of a sudden the green room door opened and went, "Naughton,
where are you?"
I went, "Oh my God!" I ran out. I couldn't get to my dressing room to put on the cloak, so I just went out in my T-shirt, hoping no one would notice. There's 3 guys in black cloaks and me.
Oh wow!
Carrying being pallbearers in this procession, and the stage manager, fortunately, was at the back of the theater, so he couldn't see. He wasn't backstage to see what the heck was going on. All I could just see his face, and I knew
you were in hot water.
Well, I was going to have to, answer. So I got off stage after that scene, and all the guys in the room went, "Don't tell them you were playing cards, okay? They'll ban poker forever in the production of Hamlet." And and it's pretty cool. You're sitting around a poker table, and there's people. One guy's the ghost of Hamlet is sitting there, and then you have Laertes soldiers, and these other Danish soldiers, kings, and so it's really kind of fun to see all the costumes.
Oh, absolutely. Do you miss a theater?
I go as often as I can.
But I mean, in a participatory fashion.
Not really. I mean, it's the old thing. It's like, what do you feel like doing? It's whatever you're not doing at the moment. It's like if you're doing a movie, you go, well, I really want to do a play. You do a play, you go, oh, gosh, I'd love to do a TV pilot. It's like, what? As long as you continue to change it up and try to stay motivated, active. I think that's really all any actor can hope for.
You're in LA right now?
I live actually in Palm Springs, California.
Okay.
And yes, but a West Coast guy. Took me 3 flights to get here, but I didn't give up. We landed in Phoenix. I went to the next one. We landed in Charlotte. I went to the next gate.
Wow, that's a lot of layovers.
Oh man! And then finally got to Richmond and went, we're almost there now. It's 45 minutes in the car to Williamsburg. I said, it scares the care. I go, I care. It's taken me all day to get here.
Scares that age.
That's it. Or that are ageless. How about that one? Even better.
Well, we're so happy to have you here. American, so enjoyed listening to your paying homage to, the makeup greats in your Q&A. Dick Smith and Rick Baker and Rob Bottin, Rob Bottin,
Right.
Tom Savini. These are truly groundbreaking magic makers in their own right, and
Definitely.
you must have a soft spot in your heart for prosthetic makeups over CGI. I'm hoping, guessing.
It's kind of like, I hate to be the one going, well, back in my day, but I have to tell those stories. I was in that pioneer group of in a movie that was, it really hadn't been done before, groundbreaking stuff. So to work with Rick Baker, as I said, it spoiled me for working with any other makeup artist afterwards, because it's like, he set the bar very high, and I experienced a really special time for makeup, for a category to be created at the academies. And so, nowadays I just look and go, do I have to wear anything besides, base and a little rouge?
What? No fur and prosthetics?
No, not for me, thanks. I've done it. I gave it the office.
Did you catch a cold running around naked so much in that shoot?
I caught a lot of ridiculous comments from an English crew that was merciless, as you can imagine. Hi, Dave. Whoa, what's wrong with you?
Not only were you naked, you're like scaling fences.
Well, it's one thing to be rolling and you're shooting a major motion picture and you got a couple of cameras on you, and I'm be tiptoeing around, naked, covering myself up. But as soon as they go cut, you're a naked guy in the woods.
Still a naked
You're
guy.
a naked guy going, where's the blanket? Could you get some blanket over here? And these English people are so polite. They'd come running like this. It was really true. And
What not? Here's a fig leaf for you,
there
sir.
you go, Mr. Naughton. Yeah, or they bring a smaller towel, trying to tell me something. I don't know what.
Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of the weekend, and it has been a pleasure,
Hey, thanks
sir.
a lot.
I
Thanks
appreciate
for
the
stopping by. I
chat.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course it is. It was awesome, man.
Yeah, that was fun. I don't get to tell Hamlet stories.
Yes. Exactly.